What if I told you that one of the most brutal acts of violence in French history didn't happen on a battlefield, but at a village fair? A sunny afternoon, full of laughter, food, and celebrations, suddenly turned into a scene of pure horror. This is the story of the Hautefaye incident of 1870, a moment when neighbours turned into killers, friends became monsters, and an innocent man faced the most gruesome fate imaginable. Welcome back to the channel. If you love exploring dark history, real-life horror, and stories that shake the soul, you're in the right place. So hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's dive into one of the darkest chapters of France's past. To understand this tragedy, we have to go back to the year 1870. France was at war with Prussia, a war that wasn't going well. French armies were suffering defeats. Fear and anger spread through every village. Ordinary people were desperate. Food was scarce, soldiers were dying, and rumors were everywhere. They said spies were hiding among the people, traitors were helping the enemy, and anyone could be a danger. This was the atmosphere in which the fair of Hautefaye began. Villagers gathered to trade cattle, sell food, and enjoy music. But beneath the cheerful surface, tension was waiting to explode. Into this fair walked a man named Alain de Monet. He was 32 years old, a young nobleman from a nearby village. By all accounts, Alain was kind, respected, and patriotic. In fact, he came to the fair to buy cattle on behalf of his uncle, a local politician. But sometimes it doesn't matter who you are. In a storm of paranoia, truth is the first victim. Alain made the mistake of discussing politics at the fair. He tried to defend a friend who was accused of being a traitor. He said France needed unity, not division. But the villagers, already angry and suspicious, twisted his words. Someone shouted, "He supports the enemy!" Another cried, "He's a Prussian spy!" And in that moment, the crowd turned. At first, people shoved him, slapped him. Alain tried to explain, but his words only fueled their rage. The cries grew louder. "Death to the traitor!" The mob dragged him across the fairground. He was beaten with sticks, fists, even whips. Imagine, a whole crowd, dozens of people, striking one innocent man while others watched. But the madness didn't stop there. The more he suffered, the more violent the crowd became. It was as if cruelty itself had taken over the village. For over 2 hours, Alain endured torture. They stripped him, beat him until bones broke, mocked him, spat on him. Witnesses said he was forced to shout, "Vive l'Empereur!" "Long live the Emperor!" as they tormented him, mocking his loyalty to France. The crowd dragged him to different parts of the fair, showing him off like a trophy, laughing as if it was entertainment. Then came the most horrifying part: the fire. The mob threw him into the flames. Still alive, Alain screamed in agony. Some tried to pull him back out, not to save him, but to torture him longer. His suffering was turned into a cruel spectacle. And here's where history becomes almost unbelievable. Rumors spread that some villagers cut pieces of his flesh, even tried to eat it. Whether that was fact or myth, the point is chilling. The mob had lost all humanity. By the time Alain finally died, he was unrecognizable. An innocent man brutally killed in front of hundreds. News spread quickly. Across France, people were horrified. Newspapers called it barbaric, a disgrace to the nation. The government acted fast. Investigations were launched. Dozens of villagers were arrested. Some were sentenced to death by guillotine, others to long prison terms. But could justice really erase what happened? Could punishment undo the image of an entire village gone mad? The Hautefaye incident became a warning for future generations. It showed how war, fear, and rumours can destroy reason. How ordinary people, neighbours, farmers, shopkeepers, can become killers when caught in the madness of a crowd. This wasn't just murder. It was the death of humanity itself, in the middle of a village fair. So what do we learn from Hautefaye? That paranoia and mob mentality are more dangerous than any enemy. A single rumour, a spark of fear, can unleash horror. Alain de Monet went to a fair expecting an ordinary day. Instead, he became the victim of one of the darkest acts in French history. If this story shook you as much as it shook me, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more dark history stories. And let me ask you, do you think something like this could still happen today? Could fear and hysteria once again turn ordinary people into monsters? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and always question the crowd.